Radio 1, and it's time for our session tonight, all about NEWDAD. And is that Julie?
It is. Hey, how are you?
Hey, what's good? Welcome to the show. Julie from NEWDAD on the show, everybody. What have you been up to lately, Julie?
Just been doing a lot of practicing and writing and stuff, like leading up to tour, so yeah.
Is that when you find yourself most creative, just before you're about to go on tour? Is it kind of like, oh my God, everything's all flooding in at once?
Yeah, usually, because we always start writing songs when we're supposed to be doing something else, like practicing our set for tour or something. But yeah. And
vice versa, I'm assuming, as well. When you're meant to be writing songs, you just wish you could be out there playing live as well.
Yeah.
I do feel like NEWDAD are one of these bands that have kind of, I don't know, just like almost come out of nowhere in a way, with these army of fans behind them. You're playing some amazing venues on this tour that you've got coming up in March. We'll talk about it specifically a little later on. But for people at home who are maybe brand new to your band, like, what has your journey been like? Do you feel like you've kind of operated in the shadows a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we released our first song just before lockdown, and then we decided to move in together after the first one because we knew it would happen again, and we were like, we're better off being all stuck together. So we just used the time to write loads, and then when there were like breaks from the lockdowns, we went and recorded the EPs.
What was moving in together like? And not only just moving in together, but also moving in together during lockdown. How did that go?
It was good, yeah, honestly, because things were starting to like kick off a little bit. We just wanted to be writing as much as we could and putting as much stuff out there. So living together definitely made that way easier. You
also probably get the almost inadvertent tour life in a way. Do you know what I mean? Like you're living around someone 24/7 like you would be on tour. I mean, you must have got irritated by something or someone, right?
Oh yeah, it happens.
What about yours, Julie, then? What do you think the boys found a little bit irritating about living with you?
Probably I never do my washing.
Wait, are we talking about like cutlery and stuff, or are we talking about clothes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like eating food and just leaving it on the side.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Like that.
Yeah.
We all do it though.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, I don't want to act like I'm perfect, 'cause I'm definitely not either.
Yeah.
Well, Julie, look, we'll catch up a little bit later about you guys going on tour and stuff like that. We've got a whole EP to dive into as well called Banshee that you've released recently. We're going to hear a track from it right now. NEWDAD in session, and this is Say It. NEWDAD and Say It. Julie from the band hanging out with us whilst they are in session tonight on the show. And I think that is my favourite NEWDAD song, Julie. I really do.
Thank you.
I really, really do. And I really just love the I love the lyricism. I mean, also as well, I think when I listen to the EP, I kind of almost hear you in quite an isolated situation. I don't know that's whether because that's the situation it was made in, but you know, you've also got a track on there called Thinking Too Much, and you know, that feels very much isolated within your own head. Do you tend to get stuck in your own thoughts, and how do you get out of them?
Yeah, definitely. And like with being stuck inside and not being able to like see anyone and all that, like I think everyone was just so hyper anxious and like overthinking everything really. So yeah, I do get stuck in my head, but writing these things down does help, and like getting it out there, even if it's like a bit scary to like kind of come to terms with it. You're like, this is how I feel. I can just write through it essentially.
I love a list. Just post-it notes all over the house for me of just all my thoughts and feelings. Yeah, there we go. I knew we'd get to the bottom of it in the end. It's the post-it notes, not the washing up. You do actually have 3 other members in the bands we mentioned earlier on. Names and what instruments they play, please.
Yeah, so Sean plays guitar as well, and then Fiacre plays the drums, and Onla plays the bass.
We're about to hear arguably the biggest NEWDAD anthem there is. I Don't Recognise You. Why do you think this has become such an anthem for NEWDAD fans, Julie?
I don't know. I remember being quite shocked, but I guess a lot of people told us that they kind of related to it and they had similar experiences with like people that they cared about in their lives and stuff. So maybe it's that, maybe it's just like we use the classic chord progression, and I'm not sure, but yeah, it's really cool that people connect with it so much. Yeah,
it's catchy, but it hits home. Lyrically, it's brilliant, and is deserved for that NEWDAD national anthem, I think, for sure. Julie from the band hanging out with us tonight, people. NEWDAD in session, and this is I Don't Recognise You.
there's a party, but something isn't right. You did the same thing last night, but you say that you're alright. Now your head is reeling, the walls are melting, you're losing feeling. What do you want to escape? What needs to go away? Where do you want to waste your time? Where do you want to lose your mind? And
NEWDAD, and I Don't Recognise You on Radio 1. Julie from the band is hanging out with us tonight as they are in session this evening. You guys are from Galway in Ireland, is that right, Julie?
Yeah.
Okay. So for people that maybe haven't been there before, they don't know what kind of place that is, can you describe it for us and what it's like to grow up there?
Yeah. So it's in the west of Ireland. So like we're beside the sea, and it's just kind of a small town essentially. And it was lovely growing up there, but it is very small. So, you know, you do have to get out at some point. You know, it's the kind of place where if you are into the arts, like people kind of will back you and support you. Which is nice, you know. Good.
I mean, we're back in that territory of that isolation thing again, but actually I think I should probably rephrase that actually, because I think it's more picturesque than that, Galway. It's a beautiful place, isn't it? I think intimacy is probably a better way to describe things. It's a very intimate location. So do you think that intimacy has been good or bad for your come up?
I think good. Like everyone knows you, and like that can be hard, but when you're like trying to do something or like put yourself out there, everyone's very supportive. Like the gig we played in Galway for our last tour was just the best, because it was just we knew every face in the audience, so it was like really nice. Like they really have your back.
So you've just released this new EP called Banshee. I guess I only knew Banshee as like, is it in Harry Potter? Banshee? Is there a Banshee in Harry Potter
or something?
I don't know.
It's like an old...
Yeah, well, I basically only kind of knew it as like, I don't know, like a beast in some way. But then I actually researched it, and it's part of Irish legend. It's a female spirit whose wailing warns of a death in a house. Did you know that? Yeah, I'm assuming you did, yeah. So around the context of the EP then, why did you call it that?
I guess it was because of we really liked the song Banshee, and we wanted that to be the title track. But I guess because in the song I'm talking about someone who's become like a shell of themselves, or almost like a ghost, or like, and I kind of connected with the idea that because they like herald a death, it was like this person is kind of their last legs type of thing, because they're not looking after themselves. So I think it was just like the one that I resonated with the most or something, and we wanted that to be the title track.
All right, well look, we're going to hear one more track from you guys in session tonight, and then we've got to catch up about this tour that you've got towards the end of this month. We're going to hear Spring from this EP that we've just been talking about. Banshee is out there right now, and this is Spring from it.
Been wasting days, where do I begin?
NEWDAD and Spring on Radio 1. Julie from the band is here talking us through the session tonight. Just tell us a little bit about Spring, Julie, and what this one means to you guys.
It was written during lockdown and stuff, so it was kind of about, like, I feel like a lot of people, myself included, kind of were in a bad headspace and like just down, so it was kind of like how it can be hard to get up out of bed and to like look after yourself. So that was basically what the song was written about.
So kind of like new beginnings, right?
Yeah.
I got you. Let's talk about this new tour that you got coming up towards the end of the month as well. You're going to be going around the UK playing some wicked venues. Heaven in London, Gorilla in Manchester, Thekla in Bristol as well. That's going to be a hot show. Loads of really, really sick shows that you guys have got lined up over here in the UK. Talk us through them. Like, what's a NEWDAD show like?
I suppose, like, we're still getting used to it, but we try to bring like a good amount of energy, and like we love to have like the crowd like jiving around and stuff. But yeah, we just try and like put as much energy into it. We make it like super loud as well, for sure.
And have you guys got any plans for after this tour? Can we expect new music from you guys?
We're writing an album really at the minute, and we're really excited to record it because like the tracks on it are definitely better, or I prefer them to like any of the ones we've done before. So yeah, I'm really excited to get that out there.
I love to hear that. Sounds like there's a really great progression coming from this band.
Hopefully.
Excellent. Well, look, Julie, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck with the tour. We really appreciate you laying down the tracks tonight in session. It sounded wicked.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No worries. See you later, Julie.